Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies. Welcome to a replay. That's right, we're getting back into the viewer replays, and you don't have to subscribe to the channel to send in a replay, but why not? And the best place to get those to me is via the Discord, link in the description below. Now we're in a replay sent in by, as you see, MadChaser. He has been an active person on the Discord, and I'm just pleased as punch to be able to show off some of you guys playing the game, because God knows I show myself enough playing this one. And you're gonna see some cinematic goodies. I did a little bit of extra editing with this video, and I know that some of you will appreciate that. I tend to put out videos as quickly as possible while maintaining a certain level of quality, but every now and then I have the time to make an exception. Something else I hadn't noticed, look at how the textures are popping in as he's backing with his T-34. This of course being the American Heavy, the regular tech tree variant of the premium beast that came to War Thunder some time ago. And watch those shots on the Tiger, bounces one off of the upper frontal plate. That will be one of the few shots that doesn't do some serious damage in this match. Tiger 2H has a very sturdy frontal plate. Of course the P does as well. And we get a nice little look here as his round goes in and just shreds to pieces everything inside of that enemy tank. And now that I take a closer look, he's currently in the T-29. That's right, because he's firing a PHE. T-29 has a slightly higher fire rate, having a smaller cannon than the T-34, and it also has access to armor-piercing high explosive ammunition, whereas T-34 fires exclusively solid shot rounds, with the standard solid shot armor-piercing being a very, very capable round. And he's already killed a few enemies at this point. He's going to have a good match. Taking down the Tiger 2P is definitely a good idea, as he takes down another enemy vehicle, once again dealing some serious post-penetration damage with that APAG round. As I mentioned, T-29, T-34, very solid tanks in the game. As we look forward to the event vehicle, heavy tank T-30, coming soon. I've already ground out 4 of the events, and honestly, or 4 of the, what are they called this year? Presents, I think? Decorations? Something like that. But this year, honestly, has been the most enjoyable for me. Generally, in the past, I've had to suffer through it, and it's been harmful to my home life with my wife, because I would just be grinding for hours and hours, and she'd be like, "Where'd my husband go?" But now she comes home and falls asleep because she works so hard at the post office. So I have some time together with Tank Baby to grind through this event. Not yet does the Tank Baby support me in my endeavors. She's not quite old enough to play War Thunder, although she is old enough to play World of Tanks. I do have a video of her playing that game on console. as MadChaser takes down yet another enemy vehicle. This time there's still 2 crew surviving in the hull, so that Panther 2 was effectively taken down by MadChaser, but he's actually going to pick up the assist on this one. You definitely notice the difference in reload between the T-29 and the T-34, and with the T-30 having a 155mm cannon, something like that, akin to that which found its place on the M103, you will likely have quite a lengthy reload. So I don't see the T-30 as something to be too worried about when it comes to shifting up the meta for 6.7 American tanks. But I do think that it's a perfect event vehicle. So hopefully you guys are encouraged to grind out the event and to send in those replays. I don't always get around to posting them My apologies for that. I really do want to show you guys off as much as I can as MadChaser opens up with the 50 cals on that Italian, what would you call that, SPRG truck? Self-propelled recoilless gun. Who's to say? That one I think sits at, is it 6.3 for the single and 6.7 for the dual? I think that's the way it works. As things are, the Americans have the most powerful self-propelled recoilless vehicle in the form of, take your pick of the T114 or the Ontos. I personally prefer the T114 for its low profile and high mobility, but the Ontos comes in a close second with very similar statistics and perhaps slightly better protection for the crew, although that is something that's quite negligible in either case. In any event, yet more proof that the American 6.7 lineup is clearly the most diverse and strong lineup in the game. America gets a lot of love in this game. It has some of the strongest premium vehicles, as well as a diverse and powerful regular tech tree. So if you're looking for some place to spend your attention, not only do you find weird and wonderful beasts like the one that MadChaser is plowing around through these fields in, but you also find some meta vehicles that can perform quite nicely. I've been spending a good amount of time in the Italian M26, the premium variant that is an exact copy of the American M26 that American tankers are so familiar with. And as someone who was in big favor of heavy armor and heavy guns, and then I later changed my focus to high speed and firepower, playing the M26 has been a good learning experience for me. So if you're looking to pick up more skills, that's another argument for the American tech tree. They have a very diverse array of vehicles, especially at mid to top tier, but even in all of the battle ratings you'll find quite the variety when it comes to the American line. Having said that, I've played a lot of the other tech trees. We're just kind of chatting here as we watch MadChaser be a mad lad here. He's gotten a good push through on the enemy front line, and now he's taken down a couple of flankers, and this is sort of an awkward spot to find yourself in as an aggressive heavy tank player. The T-29 has very reliable frontal armor when it comes to a lot of the things it can face. Panther 2 not looking our way, and he takes him down. Beautiful shot that fragments all the way into the driving compartment, taking down 4 out of 5 crew members, if I'm not mistaken, to finish the vehicle in one shot. Very, very effective gun. Crashed airplane? Okay. So this is the point in the combat where things get, as I mentioned, a bit sticky for the American heavy tanks. They don't have the insane mobility of a lot of the Soviet heavies, and they also, well, they have just enough mobility to get themselves in trouble if you play quite aggressively. And as you see, MadChaser is, for the most part, leading the charge here. He's looking around for enemy vehicles, not intentionally trying to push their spawn points, but it's definitely to the point in the match, this being a battle where, well, that is a friendly M36. You gotta double check those now with the Italians getting their hands on, well, things that look sort of like an M36. M36 on an M4 chassis. What an interesting, or I should say a slugger turret on an M4 chassis. Interesting combination. But at a 6.7, I believe that tank destroyer is, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense especially considering the American Premium Super Hellcat on what could easily be considered a superior chassis is at a 6.3 battle rating, but maybe that golden name tag counts for something. And also, with the M26 at a 6.3, which is clearly a superior chassis and turret to the Italian tank destroyer, that could be a bit tricky. I could be confused though. It's going to take me a while to learn Italian vehicles, and if you're wondering what I'm talking about, well, my apologies. It's been a long few days, and I've been dipping my toes into Italian ground forces. As MadChaser takes down the Japanese AA, that poor thing sits at a 3, it's either a 3.3 or a 3.7. I think it's a 3.7 in RB, which puts it at a, maybe it's a 3.3, putting it at the same battle rating as the ridiculous Italian rank 2 battle rating 3.3 AA that has an extremely rapid fire 20mm autocannon, completely belt fed, no need to reload, with a stabilizer on a super mobile wheeled chassis. As MadChaser finally gets taken down, and just pause for a moment here, or sorry, forgive me for a moment while I adjust the UI, getting rid of those extra docks that don't really need to be in the replay. MadChaser now respawning in the M56 Scorpion, I think that's what it's called. It's a go-kart with a 90mm that can fire Heat FS. Back in the day when Heat FS was new to the game, this vehicle at a 6.7 was, I believe, the lowest battle rating vehicle that could fire 90mm Heat FS, and it was ridiculous, and it still is to this day. It has the lowest survivability of just about any vehicle in the game, capable of being taken down by direct fire from even the lightest of machine guns, but definitely capable of dishing out the pain as well. If a tree or an artillery round doesn't kill you, you have a good chance of doing nasty things with this little gun truck. It is just about one of the most hilarious vehicles in the game. Can MadChaser get a shot on that enemy? Yes, he can. Dicker Max taken down by the Scorpion. And oh, what a sting. Dicker Max has a significantly lower battle rating, so this was definitely a second or third string vehicle from the people that was playing it out. And now is a good time to mention that with so many people playing the game during the festive quest event, I think that's what it's called this year, you definitely have a chance to see a lot of weird and wonderful lineups. So I've noticed in my Italian M26 that if I toured about halfway through the match, you start seeing some very interesting, ooh, nice shot into the Panther 2, nicely hitting that small weak spot in the turret armor to take him down with a frontal penetration by 90mm armor piercing high explosive. Now what was I saying? Oh right, lately in 6.3, 6.7 matches, you'll often get an up tier into 7.3 or 7.7, although that's less common in a 6.3 lineup, something that I've noticed playing the Italian M26. I don't have a lot to back it up with, but I've bought myself a handful of universal backups off of the War Bond shop. Nice use to put my daily tasks to. And I've enjoyed playing the M26, especially later in the match when people start bringing things out like Panzer IV F2s or the ordinary Sherman Jumbo. Any kind of weird and wonderful thing you can encounter when people run out of their first line stuff. And now MadChaser gets taken down, as I mentioned, by a coaxial machine gun. So there are still tigers in the area. Ooh, right through the knees. That's gotta hurt. And proving that the area is still dangerous, this is definitely a battle to the finish. Just by virtue of destroying vehicles, both teams have suffered some heavy losses when it comes to victory points, and there's not going to be a whole lot more action left in this one. MadChaser is going to respawn, but he's going to end this match with 12 kills, so not too much more to see. Guys, it's been great showing off this replay to you, and let it be known that if you send in your replay, there's a chance I'll get an opportunity to post it on the channel. As I mentioned, I love to show this stuff. I tend to put my own videos first when it comes to the things that I try and push out the door, because I'm always trying to make more videos than I really can. I just love sharing with you guys. Even so, I really look forward to sharing more viewer replays, because that's actually how I got started making videos of my own, and I definitely want to encourage you guys to give it a shot getting involved in YouTube. You don't have to do something amazing. If you look at my first videos on my channel, I've got a bunch of videos of Tank Baby, and then I have a few where there's not even any talking, but I actually really like those videos, and personally I enjoy going back and watching the old things, and I would love to encourage you guys to get involved. I actually got my start making custom skins. I watched a couple of tutorials on YouTube on how to make custom camos, and I tried my hand at making custom camouflages for airplanes and then ground vehicles, and it worked out so well that I just wanted to do more, and you'll actually see that a lot of my early videos are showing off those custom camos. Anyway guys, it's been a pleasure. Catch you in the next video. Bye bye.